Peace, family. It's high noon. You're tuned to the State of the City here live on Soul Classics 1590 WFBR. I'm your host, Brother Muhammad. Let me thank all of you at the top of the hour, the top of the show, and the top of the flow for having us locked in and clocked in on those raggedy radios. Please do yourselves a favor. Turn them up nice and loud to get you a big fat Wednesday late morning and early afternoon crowd on this Wednesday, October the 16th, 2013. And then go one step further. Call your family, call your friends, call your kith and kin. Call those that have your divine connection and those that have your complexion that want to work to bring about some universal corrections in this city, in this state, in this country, and on the planet. And last but not least, make sure you call those co-workers, the slow workers, and even more, those that's guaranteed to be no workers right about now. Let them know that the State of the City is on the air, and we have a lot to share on this day, each and every way. So let me start the show off, as I always do, by first and foremost reminding you that we're now streaming live on the World Wide Web, so you can join us, if you would like, at www.1590wfbr.com. And for those of you that would like to join us using the social network media, then you can join us by going one way to our Twitter page, which is the #1 State of the City. Or you can send me the Facebook request to be my Facebook guest for the next hour until we're through at Darren, D-A-R-E-N, State of the City. Last name is Muhammad, M-U-H-A-M-M-A-D. Spell it right, get it right, and you'll have us locked in your sight. And for those that would like to join us via TuneIn radios on those Androids, those iPads, or those iPhones, and all you have to do is scroll down to TuneIn and zoom in to WFBR 1590. And last but not least, for those that have the Spreaker app and you would like to join us wherever you are, near, far, by closing that gap, all you have to do is download the Spreaker app at www.spreaker, S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R. Get it right, and you'll have us locked in your sight. And with that, let me start the show off as I always do, each and every day and in each and every way, by dedicating this show to my brother and friend, Brother Eric Easton. And let me take this opportunity on this day, if no one else has stopped to do so, and honor all of those men, all of the boys, all of the children, and even a few women that were there on the mall on that particular day, October the 16th, 1995, celebrating the Million Man March, committing ourselves to, again, atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility. And, of course, we thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for having the vision, for having the wherewithal, and having the love to call for such a demonstration of love and unity, a demonstration that the world had never seen before and has been the standard and the yard mark for many to follow, after which, of course, it gave birth to the Million Women's March, the Millions Youth March, the Millions Family March, and all around the world now. We've seen those who have moved to strive to have a Million Man March, but the old saying goes that, again, there's nothing like, of course, the first time, but again, with that, to whom much is given, much is required. And so we'll stop on this day to celebrate those who participated in the Million Man March on a local level. And of course, we got to recommit ourselves, commit ourselves to the effort. But on this day, we have to stop and elevate, educate, celebrate, commemorate, and then rededicate ourselves to the pledge and to making our word bond in terms of our pledge to our God, to ourselves, to our family, and to our nation. And so again, at a time when we see a systematic plan to try to rewrite history, and write our people out of history regarding, again, the Million Man March, then it's incumbent upon every man, woman, and child who saw that event, who have witnessed that event, and again, participated in that event, to make sure that we tell our story. And so we'll give you an opportunity at the bottom of the hour to do just that. Let me also dedicate the show to the life and to the memory of one who served and the spirit of the Million Man March. And that is, of course, the Honorable B. Gaddy. We're going to be joined in just a moment by her daughter on the line. So again, you tune to the State of the City. Let me get a couple announcements out of the way before I bring up my sister, the daughter of the Honorable Mama B. Gaddy. Don't forget, tomorrow, program guest will be Brother Glenn Ford from Black Agenda Report, as we get back into the meltdown, the shutdown, and what is about to go down in this country. And so I believe nobody does it better in terms of our brother Glenn Ford from Black Agenda Report to give us a thorough analysis of what is about to go down in Washington, D.C. that will have global effects and universal effects in terms of the world economy and on humanity as well. And so he's joining us tomorrow Don't forget this upcoming Saturday, Dr. Scott Whitaker's in town. Saturday, October the 19th. He's speaking at the Islamic Society Center there at 2701 Briggs Cheney Road. And again, to get your tickets, you want to call 410-466-8686. And then on Sunday, of course, as we talked about, the 18th anniversary of the Million Man March, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will be speaking at the Tuskegee Institute and Tuskegee University in Tuskegee, Alabama. And you don't want to miss it. For those that can attend, you can call Muhammad's Mosque number 6 for more information on how you can attend, either there in person, or I believe there will be a video broadcast, a live broadcast or satellite broadcast at Muhammad Mosque number 6. So you can call 410-367-9371 for more information on Sunday, and also on Sunday from 4 to 7 o'clock at Pleasant Hope Baptist Church. Reality Speaks present Dr. Umar Johnson, and he'll be joining me on the State of the City in a few days. But to get your tickets for this event, you want to call 410-303-4120, as he will be addressing the government shutdown and much more for sure. And as I said, he'll be joining me on the State of the City over the next couple of days, so you don't want to miss the show and the flow here on the State of the City. And with that, speaking of, again, one who was about service through her example, and we know that in her tradition, her family has continued to serve the citizens in the city of Baltimore. And so let me go to the line and introduce to some and reintroduce to others, and welcome back to the State of the City, my sister Cynthia Brooks Gaddy, representing, again, Mama B. Gaddy and the B. Gaddy Family Shelter Center. Let me say good afternoon, peace be unto you, and welcome to the State of the City, my sister. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Brother Muhammad. Thank you for reaching out to me, as you always do. I've got to really say that you never forget to turn around and help someone else.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you very much, and I do that, of course, in the spirit and in the tradition and the legacy that your mom left for us here in the city of Baltimore. So we could never allow her to be etched out of history or ever forget, of course, every year the annual B. Gaddy dinner. But, of course, there's much more that goes into planning that dinner, because we're at a time when we have many and plenty that are hurting and suffering in the city and the state and in this country. And so before we get started, how are you and how's the family?
Everyone's fine. We're recovering, as a family. We've had to struggle for the past 2 years with my nephew's murder.
Yes.
And we're trying not to be disheartened, but we're not happy.
Yes, ma'am. Any arrest in that case?
No, I'm
still
really
so it's a cold case.
Really disappointed in the Baltimore City Police Homicide Division. It's a wonder that they're able to solve any crimes. But that's, we're going to move on from that.
We have to. That's right. But we still have to hold them accountable, because, again, we're in a city where they have roughly about a 30% closure rates on homicides in the city of Baltimore. Yes. And that's a real issue that has to be addressed from the mayor to the police commissioner and to other elected officials that, to whom much is given, much is required. And so, it's no reason that they can't solve many of these murders in the city of Baltimore, whether they have witnesses or don't have witnesses. When we have a city with so many cameras and so much modern day technology available to them, then they should not be having 30% closure rates on homicides in the city of Baltimore, my sister.
Correct.
Yes, ma'am. So let's give your contact information where you can be reached, because I've already got brothers and sisters reaching out to me on Facebook and Twitter asking where you're located, your phone number, so they can drop off their donations, not donations, but donations this afternoon. Yes, ma'am.
We're at 425 North Chester Street.
Okay.
And the telephone number here is 410-563-2749. Right. And the email address here is bgaddy, all one word, @gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am. Well, let's give that address one more time and phone number for the fast folk.
425 North Chester Street.
Yes, ma'am. Give them the directions now. You know how we are.
The 2100 block of Orleans Street near Johns Hopkins Hospital, down the street from Northeast Market.
Right. Okay. And the phone number again?
410-563-2749.
Yes, ma'am. Well, let's talk about, of course, your mom has the B. Gaddy Great Blacks in Wax figure. Of course, she served on the city council. And, of course, was Baltimore's probably best-known advocate and activist in the city of Baltimore. Just talk about, for those that may not know, because I always say we got to wash, rinse, and repeat and tell our story over and over and over again. Talk about how she got started with her activism and then just her legacy of service in the city of Baltimore.
Her she started just from a place of need for herself. And with the place of need, which was food, she turned around and helped others. She said that she was going to go to the church and ask the church to give her food, and she was going to take a shopping cart and go door to door and pass out that food to others. She said because she was hungry, surely some of her neighbors were. Mm-hmm. So it just mushroomed from there. And then she prayed to God that if He allowed her to have a Thanksgiving dinner in 1981, yes, that she would help, she would invite as many people as she could. So she served 49 people a Thanksgiving dinner off the winnings of $290 from the Maryland State Lottery.
Yes, ma'am. So $290, and there began, of course, what eventually has now grown to become the annual B. Gaddy Day dinner. And I know many people, of course, don't see what leads up to the dinner. Sometimes want to come down and volunteer on that day. Sometimes some come want to get the photo op and the photo prop to be seen feeding the homeless or the poor that particular day. But talk about, again, what goes into preparing for this year. It's on the 28th?
The 28th.
Yes, ma'am.
Leading up, we've had people start asking back in September, could they volunteer at Patterson Park? While we all know that, like you said, the cameras and all the action is going on at Patterson Park, the work is behind the scenes.
That's right.
We have about 40 or 50 senior citizen buildings with 7,000 senior citizens that's waiting for a meal.
That's right.
So this year, our emphasis are first, before we start putting anybody in Patterson Park, we're going to ask volunteers to go to senior citizen buildings. You'll have a more intimate relationship with those senior citizens when the meal gets there. You know, be able to speak to them, converse, and have a good time with them, and fellowship right there with them, a more personal thing. While we're back here at Patterson Park flinging food and everything, you're relaxed, you're comfortable, and you're in and out.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. So as you mentioned seniors, let's talk about one of the groups you're going to need are some drivers, right?
Yes,
we're already putting that call out there. Yes, ma'am.
We need people to come out on the 16th of November to call us and volunteer to help slice the turkeys. We're going to slice the turkeys on, I'm sorry, not the 16th of November. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to slice the turkeys on the 23rd of November.
23rd? Okay.
On the 23rd of November, we're going to come out, and that's going to be a 5 or 6 hour process. We're asking you to bring your own knife.
Right.
Let's fellowship, have fun, and sing and everything while we're slicing turkeys, getting prepared for that Thursday. We need drivers. We're going to need many drivers. We have senior citizens that live alone in their homes. They have no way of getting out to the dinner to come over to Patterson Park. They are not living in senior citizen buildings. They live actually inside their own homes without the access of a meal. That is one day we can put a hot meal in their hands.
That's right. Yes, ma'am. Talk about how, unfortunately, what we're seeing with the economy right now being in dire straits from the city to the state and nationally right now, where we're just seeing an increase in poverty in terms of women and children and men and families right now. Okay,
we've already got, like you said, the economy is already bad. It's already struggling. Now with the government shutdown, can you imagine being a government employee who works every day, but you're living paycheck by paycheck, and now there's no paychecks coming? Where are your diapers coming from? No. Where's your baby food? That's the stuff that we're working with now. These folks are new to this whole thing, so we have new faces that need help right now.
Yes, ma'am.
So leading up to Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving even gets here, we have new faces.
That's right. Yes, ma'am. Again, family, just tuning in, having a conversation with Sister Cynthia Brooks, the daughter of Mama B. Gaddy, and, of course, encouraging plenty of you to support the B. Gaddy Family Shelter there at 425 North Chester Street and to participate in the annual B. Gaddy Day Thanksgiving. But leading up to that, because you're open, what are your hours of operation? And, of course, you're feeding and giving out clothing and other items 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Is that correct?
Yes. We have, we're here at 9 a.m. The closer we get to Thanksgiving, the longer the day is going to be. I'm here from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. We're closed on Saturday after 12, just so we can relax. And I try to get my church time in, so we're going to close only by appointment. Will I see you on Sunday, please?
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
I've got to go praise the Lord because He's blessed me so much.
Yes, that's right.
And but Monday through Friday from 9 to 7. And we're asking, we're playing now at this point for turkeys.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, we have an 8 November. Mm-hmm. We have an 8 November deadline to get the turkeys cooked.
You said the 8th of November?
The 8th of November.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And we're asking if you have a turkey, donate a turkey to us, please, and help us out. Help us to help others.
That's right. And of course, you accept more than just turkey. What are some of the items there that you will accept?
It's turkeys. It's everything for the hot meal. It's the string beans, corn, mashed potatoes, stuffing, gravy, as well as turkeys. For the bags of food of non-perishables and as well as canned goods. Mm-hmm. And anything that you want to contribute, we'll make use of.
Yes, ma'am. And, of course, we know that the shelter you operate there for women and children. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a shelter that's completely full at this point, of women and children that just need to be protected right now.
Yes, ma'am. Now, we know that there's a change in the weather right now. Are there any clothing items that you need?
Right now, we need to find coats.
Coats?
We're starting to, get asked for coats.
Yes, ma'am. Is that women coats, children coats?
That's everybody's
men?
coats.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a large population of men that come here every day to get clothes.
Right.
If you have used tennis shoes, those are more precious than gold.
That's right.
Men just come here to ask, clothes that some of the men that come here want to go on job interviews, but they have nothing to wear.
Yes, ma'am.
And we all know about a man's pride. If he doesn't. If he can't represent himself well,
that's right,
he will fail. So.
Yes, ma'am. Clearly. Got to ask, of course, if you've heard from any of the elected officials, rather than wait till November, as we talked about, but to begin to support the B. Gaddy shelter. I always say 365, but again, particularly during this time of the year and what we're seeing happening in the city and the state and the country right now.
No, at this point, we have not.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's me and Miss
You still there, Sister Cynthia?
I can't get it.
All right. It sounds like we're having some feedback, or we got some lines, of course. Maybe some people already calling to inquire how they can drop off their donations. Again, family, just tuning in, having a conversation with Sister Cynthia Brooks, the daughter of Mama B. Gaddy. Are you still there, my sister? All right. I think we lost her. What we're going to do is we're going to get her back up. Let me go to this quick. You still there? Yes, ma'am. I was speaking to Sister Cynthia Brooks, and you interrupted my phone call. Now, you better have something to say if you're going to interrupt my phone call.
Yes.
All right? You getting some calls down there as we got her on the air? People inquiring about where they can drop off their donations?
Yes, we're at 425 North Chester Street.
Okay, all right. We got you back on the line?
Yes, we do.
All right, yes, ma'am. Again, how can we, I think, support you and help you and telling your mom's story? I think that, again, we have to continue to protect our legacy and respect our legacies and never neglect our legacies. So what can we do, of course, to help to tell more of Mama B. Gaddy's story? I know we work with Councilwoman Belinda Conaway to, I think by the city, City Council resolution, which February the 20th was declared Mama B. Gaddy Day in the city of Baltimore. So we'd like to find a way that we can honor her annually outside of what you do with the annual B. Gaddy dinner. So what can we do to, I think, continue the legacy of Mama B. Gaddy in the city?
You can press that day. Let's do an activity. What happens on February 20th? Let's come together. Let's put something public. I work with a bunch of young folks this summer.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And they didn't know who my mother was.
That's right. Yeah. So they didn't know who your mom was.
They didn't know. They just knew they heard of her, but they didn't know who she was.
Yes, ma'am.
That's our black history.
That's right.
That's our history. It needs to be taught.
That's right. And they just a few years from Mama B. Gaddy. So, so we have to, it's incumbent upon the adults to tell our story, because they'll know everybody else's story and everybody else's recent history, but not know their own history. And then just her legacy of serving, which is something that we all can do. Again, young people can participate in the annual dinner as well. And, of course, that's part of their community service hours as well. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
That's for the college students as well as high school students.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So we'll be encouraging the college students, some of the fraternities, sororities, and, again, some of the other young people that should be there on that particular day. Got to ask, at this point, is there anything else that we can do for you and, again, the B. Gaddy shelter right now?
right now, keep us lifted up in your prayers.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I promise we will. And if there's anything else that you need from us, you know that my microphones and radio show is open to you and is yours. All right?
Thank you.
All right.
As always, I send you my dearest gratitude.
Thank you, my sister. God bless you for all that you continue to do. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right. And again, family, just tuning in, just concluded our conversation in the first segment of the show with the daughter of Mama B. Gaddy, again, Sister Cynthia Brooks Gaddy, continuing the work of her mother in the city of Baltimore. And so, again, I encourage many of us and plenty of us that on the 16th day of October today, being the 18th anniversary of the Million Man March, for those of us who took that pledge to come back to help build our communities, make our communities a better place, make the city a better place, then what better way, one of the ways you can do so is by donating of your time, your talent, your skill, your treasure to help, again, Mama B. Gaddy and continue the legacy of Mama B. Gaddy. And we'll strive to put together a program working with her daughter and others, of course, for February the 20th. But again, as I said before, this is the month that many are walking for breast cancer, and they thinking pink, wearing pink, but they know nothing about Susan Coleman. They know nothing about Susan Coleman and those who set up this Think Pink breast cancer program. But yet, in a city where Mama B. Gaddy should be well known in terms of her legacy, we should find ourselves walking for her, talking about her, and teaching and reaching the next generation to carry on the legacy of Mama B. Gaddy. And they should have a shelter probably 10 times the size of these Catholic-run charities and these Catholic-run shelters that are downtown around Falls Way, when, again, that's one that's a part of our legacy. So we have to respect that legacy, protect that legacy, and never, ever, ever neglect that legacy. And so, again, you tuned to the State of the City. Going to go to this quick musical break. Then we're going to come back in and talk about the Million Man March. Open up the lines for those of you that maybe have some thoughts and comments as we keep it light, keep it tight, but always going to keep it right and keep up the fight today. But talk about the 18th anniversary of the Million Man March and those who participated in the Million Man March. Here locally, as I'll definitely lift up some names that I can never, ever forget, and persons I can never, ever forget that were part of the Million Man March, and those who were part of the local organizing committee in Baltimore. I was in Delaware at the time, but those who were here in Baltimore that we cannot forget, such as, again, Reverend John L. Wright, such as, again, Brother Minister Carlos Muhammad, Brother Lou Andrews, Brother Bill Gooden, Brother Eric Easton, Sister Eartha, who has continued, again, probably one of the few in terms of, again, the local organizing committee and some, and just in some way, shape, or form, keeping that spark there. So it's going to be incumbent upon those who, again, attended the Million Man March, who witnessed the Million Man March, who took their pledge at the Million Man March, to get up and go to work at a time that our people need to see you more than ever, need to feel you more than ever. They need you to do, as the young folks say, turn up. Need you to just turn it up, or turn up is what you got to do. Not tear it up, but turn up right now, at a time when the people need to see you again. And let me not forget Sister Lisa Mitchell, who was a part of, I believe, the co-conveners and conveners of the local organizing committee here in the city of Baltimore, and others who maybe I can't remember you right now. But again, if you get up, stand up, and show up, then perhaps I would know and say that you're continuing the work of those who attended the Million Man March, from the Muslims to the Christians to the Hebrews to the Moors and to all others, again, that attended the Million Man March and then came back to do the work in the communities. So we all have to get up and do a little bit more. As the old saying goes, the biggest room in the house is room for improvement. So with that, let me go to this quick musical break. Come back in. We'll open up the lines, take your thoughts, questions, comments on the 18th anniversary of the Million Man March. As I said before, because you have those that are trying to rewrite history and rewrite history and don't want you to even remember, and try to shame some of you for even having attended the Million Man March. But it was the first march that we organized ourselves from the grassroots, from the streets to the suites, and that we financed ourselves, wasn't paid for by no corporate America, wasn't sponsored by no alcohol company, no liquor company, no diaper company, nobody else. It was done for us, by us, with us. And then after the march, gave you and us, out of love, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, again, an audit of the entire march. For those that would try to tell you the only thing you could talk about the march was what y'all do with all that money you collected on the mall. But you ain't asked Sharpton, you ain't asked Morial, you ain't asked Jealous, you ain't asked Jesse Jackson, you ain't asked Barack Obama, you ain't asked Sheldon Adelson, and all them ones that financed the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. What y'all do with that march? What y'all do with that march? What y'all do with the money? Who financed the march? But you don't want to have that conversation. But let me go to this quick musical break. Then we'll come back in, open up the lines, and take your thoughts, questions, comments, if you have some. Because maybe some of you, maybe they've punked you so much before Halloween and Thanksgiving with some pumpkin pie that you don't even want to talk about the Million Man March. And if you notice, you won't hear much black radio even bring it up anymore. You won't hear black radio talk about it anymore, much less the white media. But yet they'll tell you about a Million Veteran March. They'll tell you about a Million Bikers March. They'll tell you about the Promise Keepers and the Oath Keepers and all these others. But they want you to just rewrite your history, rewrite your history, or just negate your history because you got a black man sitting in the White House. Because you got a black man or a half and half, a mocha dad. I heard Jolene, I'm going to talk about her in the next few days. Jolene Ivy talking about the mocha mom. There ain't nothing mocha about her. Maybe about a half a chino, but I don't know about no mocha. But because you got a half a chino sitting in the White House, you don't even want to talk about your black history no more. You negating and hating on your own movements right now. Let me go to this break and we'll come back in. Open up the lines, take your thoughts, questions, comments. So we dedicate this song to those who attended the Million Man March. Listen with an open mind, open spirit, open heart, and we'll be right back with more of the State of the City.
This is Ice Cube from the West Side Connection, calling all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. The world has never seen a million black men in one place. But on October 16th in Washington, D.C., a million black men will gather.
Yeah, word up, son. Check it out, though. You know what I'm saying? Word up, son. Listen up, son. You know what I'm saying? Listen up, son. Check it out, though. Hey, yo, open your eyes, get wiser, look alive, focus your attention. Windows 95, updated, high-tech lynching. Cautious of the colored man who claim he holds the keys to the safe. Secrets of the world, blow him in his face. Who's the master of the universe? Galaxy and planets, Babylonians, the static moon, the sinking of Atlantis.
See the one soul originals, black filled with melanin, going out like represent Kuwait in 2000.
Brother's gonna have to put themselves in check. 3 strikes, you in the penzo, shank to your neck. Your woman cries, your baby grows up alone. Talking through a 3-inch glass on a 2-way phone. You tell me brothers got no options today. You better listen to the ice closely, fool, crime don't pay. Gas and dope, bullets and coke ain't the way. You need to march with the nation on Atonement Day.
Now, to all my brothers, we be rhyming like this. Yeah, I can handle it. They can't kill a mill or dismantle it. If we can leave the component alone, show them a brother the brother instead of me throwing them crackers in the back of scene. Know what I mean? But I've been knocking them out the box like no command. So on the single, we be flowing at the lingo, coming together, and that's all like Mandingo. So where you at, Joe? Right here. Hanging with my brothers and we showing off there. So where you at, Joe? Yeah. Right here. If you represent it, throw your hands in the air.
Check it. Arm, leg, arm, head. My peoples with braids, waves, dreads, and bald heads. A million strong doing duty. Wisdom, strength, beauty. Guma R's they bar, some moon star. And it's our holy day. Come sober, smooth B in DC. 16th of October. In unity there's power. None can devour. Hour after hour. Love shower.
Imagine us traveling back to Nazareth.
Fabulous.
Raise up the black dead slaves like Lazarus.
When our chest raised through the blaze, holy essays, no more death days of vexed slaves possessed and
Yo,
caged.
it's the last day of the time, we got to raise your mind. Brothers walk around dumb, different and blind. Pregnant earths always carry eggs. Our pledge to never fall off the ledge. And blast your name family like Sister Sledge.
God prepared the table for us in the presence of our enemy. Now we soon to be one in unity. 1, 2, 3, I'm a G. But the God inside, it's that G I chose to be. The world is a stage and everybody plays a part. I'm not considered the one with a sensitive heart. When I say black man, you say go. Black man, go. Black man. Go. So where you at, Joe? Right here. Hanging with my brothers and we showing off there. So where you at, Joe? Right here. If you represent it, throw your hands in the air.
Somebody stole me, you took me from Kunta to Toby and mold me in a way that you treat me but still hold me. What you trying to pull? Eating up like cannibals. Whatever happened to that 40 acres and that animal? Now you trying to use integration just to fool us.
about the blackboard. I'm PA Smart with the Million Man Mars.
Damn, that's how you know the world about to end. Rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, and a million black men up under God indivisible. With liberty and justice for all, cause y'all done made us miserable with this American nightmare. That's why October 16th we gon' be right there like, yeah, the same niggas that you won't gone. Well, we about 1 million deep on your front lawn. It's going on from here to Abraham Lincoln statue. And every brother here thinking, yeah, we need to holler at you about this overdue business. With the black Muslim, Christian, Jew, and Jehovah Witness. To get this out in the open, the only way is for us to declare a black holy day. The homies say that they rollin', plus we got family 40 miles up patrolling.
So where you at, y'all?
Right here, hanging with my brothers and we showing our stare.
So where you at, y'all?
Right here, if you represent, throw your hands in the air.
So where you at, y'all?
Right here, hanging with my brothers and we showing our stare.
So where you at, y'all?
Right here, if you represent, throw your hands in the air.
So where you at, y'all?
Right here, hanging with my brothers and we showing our stare.
So where you at, y'all?
Right here, if you represent, throw your hands in the air.
So where you at, y'all?
Right here, hanging with my brothers and we showing our stare.
So where you at, y'all?
Right here, if you represent, throw your hands in the air.
So where you at, y'all?
Welcome back. You're listening to the State of the City, of course. That was 1 million strong, and we're talking about on the 18th anniversary of the Million Man March. Remember that time? Or some of you have Negronesia. Let me open up the line. Take your thoughts, questions, comments on this day, our day, for those who attended the Million Man March, those who witnessed the Million Man March, and as I said before, the largest gathering of over 2 million men in Washington, D.C., and the most peaceful demonstration that this country has ever seen. And as I said before, it gave birth to the Million Youth March, Million Women March, Million Family March, and other marches and gatherings as well. But it was our day of atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility. And we have to recommit ourselves, educate, be willing to elevate, commemorate, and celebrate. And if we don't, then who will, as I said before. And if there ever was a time we needed peacemakers in our community, then now is that time. So let me open up the lines. If you have a thought, question, comment on the 18th anniversary of the Million Man March, don't forget, keynote address this Sunday by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Again, Muhammad's economic program to end poverty and want at Tuskegee, Alabama, at the Tuskegee University in Tuskegee Square. Again, this upcoming Sunday, October the 20th. And that's in Tuskegee, Alabama. But I know that it will be carried live at Muhammad Mosque number 6. So you should make sure you call, do a righteous drive-by, and call them at 410-367-9371. So again, let me come to the line. Take thoughts, questions, comments for the brothers and the sisters. And again, as the living legend Dick Gregory said, only arrest on that day was a Korean man vending without a license. And I think it was a white guy who called in a bomb threat. That was it. But again, don't let them rewrite your history and rewrite your history, or to make you, again, turn on your own nation and turn against your own movement at a time that you should be part of a movement and continuing this movement and setting up our various different committees in the various different cities, because we have much more work to do now. So again, get in on the conversation, 410-761-1592. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Good afternoon, Brother Muhammad.
Good afternoon, brother. You would think my lines would be blowing up, man, if all them brothers went to the Million Man March, right? Now, if I were talking about the football game, the baseball game, the start of NBA, right? If I were talking about some foolishness, then my line be blowing up. So it lets you see, even those who are supposed to be protectors of our history, brother, are falling asleep on the watch. But please continue, my brother.
That's exactly right. I just wanted to call just to give perfect praises to the Creator.
Yes, sir.
And I want to take this moment out to give honors to the minister.
Yes,
for
sir.
showing the world that he could bring 1 million plus men together on that glorious day. And we showed ourselves to be gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
We showed ourselves to be truth runners.
Right.
We showed ourselves that we can come together in an orderly manner.
That's right.
And just like the prophet of Jesus did,
come on,
he
brother.
blew his horn back in the day.
Yeah.
The minister brought all those brothers together. The only atonement we have is to each other because of what those Europeans did to us.
Yes, sir.
All them years ago. We need to be mad and angry with them, but the minister showed that we can come together.
That's right.
Even though all those agitators try to start all that confusion that day, we came together with love, truth, peace and justice.
That's right. Yes,
With
sir.
that, my brother, I just wanted to say, Muhammad, you have a blessed day, my brother.
All right,
and
you
keep
do the
on
same.
blowing your horn.
Yes, sir. Promise we will. And with that, we'll take more of your calls if you want to get in on this conversation. 410-761-1592, man, because this is your day. Know that it was members of the Jewish community. You couldn't keep them from not talking about Yom Kippur. You couldn't keep them from not talking about Rosh Hashanah. Know that if it was one of them Arab brothers and they were talking about their Million Man March in Tahrir Square or in some other square over there, you couldn't keep them from talking about it. You couldn't keep them from telling that story. So, again, think about any other radio station that's going to give you an opportunity to tell your story regarding the Million Man March. Even black radio is trying to wipe it out of history. Even the black media is trying to wipe it out of history because they don't want you to take your righteous place in this day and in this time and in this hour. The question is, will you stand? Again, let me come to the lines, 410-761-1592. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the State of the City.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. Come on.
Hey, look, I didn't make it to the Million Man March.
Yes, sir.
But I hope all of these supported in mind, body, and soul.
Yes, sir.
But listen, I got some good news for you, Darren.
Okay.
Joe Madison on satellite radio is now going to end his program with the pledge of the Million Man March from now on.
From now on? Excellent. Well, I'm happy to hear that for Joe Madison. I know he went through some things, brother, when he was standing up for Dr. Welsing. And I thank him for at least standing with Dr. Welsing down there fighting to keep her home. And I think it may have caused him his radio show over there on a certain airway. But I'll get into that on another day, all right?
Yeah, but that is very commendable, man, for the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Well,
and Minister Farrakhan.
Yes, sir. Right.
Us men, and I think we need to have that pledge every day played upon us, man. One thing we have to understand, once the Million Man March went off, they start putting all the black men in jail.
Well, they wanted to put the brothers in jail, and of course, at the same time, that means they sent more agent provocateurs in our community to break our unity in terms of Muslims, Christians, the Moors, Hebrews, the Pan-African community, and just ordinary brothers and sisters. They knew they had to redouble their efforts in terms of, again, destabilizing our communities, because when our organizations are strong and we see and demonstrate organizational, operational unity, then our communities are going to be strong. And they understood that, brother, from A to Z. All right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So that means we got to quadruple our efforts. That's all that means. All right?
That's right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Right.
Okay, brother.
All
Thank you very much. Now, peace and long live the spirit of the Million Man March. And with that, let me come back to the lines. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City. Turn your radio down just a little.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. Long live the spirit of the Million Man March.
Yes, sir. Long live the spirit, man. What would it have been without the cab drivers, without the conductors on the train and everything else on that particular day? Is that right, brother?
Oh, absolutely. But, Darren, you got to understand, man. If you are significant, that is to say, posing a serious threat
yes, sir,
to white supremacy and racism, then that's when you get the arrows and rocks thrown at you.
Yes, sir.
You are embraced by the majority group in this country.
Right.
That tells you,
yes,
in and of itself, you are non-threatening.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You pose no threat whatsoever.
That's right.
So
yes, sir.
When people began to try and make you lose your job or come out with disparaging remarks on the airways and in the printed media, that lets you know you're on the right track.
Yes, sir.
If you don't get that kind of pushback and condemnation from the majority group,
yes,
then
sir,
hey, guess you aren't doing anything.
Yeah, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself when it comes to that one, then, huh?
Absolutely.
Because every knock is a boost, brother. Is that right? Yes, sir.
Every day of the week.
Yes,
so
sir.
anyway, hey, maintain and step forward. Long live the spirit of the Million Man March.
Long live the spirit of the Million Man March. Thank you, brother. And with that, we'll take more of your calls, 410-761-1592. And I think on Saturday we'll play some clips from the Million Man March as we stop on this day and allow those brothers and those sisters who supported and sent the brothers out there. Say, you're going to D.C. You're not sitting your trifling ass up in here today. You're going down there with them brothers in Washington, D.C. And for the brothers who were locked down and couldn't attend but sent their dimes, their nickels, their pennies, their dollars that helped support their efforts, and the sisters, we thank you as well. But now we still got work to do, and we should be having an event in this city every month. We got to somehow pull together the local organizing committee and thank those who, again, were there in the forefront, from Brother Minister John Wright. I don't know why we don't have an award named after John L. Wright in the city, who always said, when you see a good fight, get in it. As we say, get in where you fit in and fit in where you get in. And I talk to his sister, Mama Floyd, all the time. Shout out to her and send her my love, because she's continuing the legacy of her great brother, Reverend John L. Wright. Of course, can't forget Brother Atiba. Can't forget my brother, Minister Carlos Muhammad, Brother Lou Andrews, and all others. Sister Eartha, Sister Lisa Mitchell, and Bill Gooden, and my main man, the general himself, Brother Eric Easton, and again, and others who were part of the convening and local organizing committee that made the march possible in Washington, D.C. But you should be lifting their names up and don't allow anybody to write them out of history, and don't allow anybody to play divide and conquer, or they want to invite you as a Muslim but don't want to say the name of Minister Farrakhan, and you go to accept an award. You wouldn't get the award if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You wouldn't have the name Muhammad if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Master Farad Muhammad. Don't you let anybody play that game with you. They want you but don't want him. They want you but don't want them. I don't know what kind of fool are you, man. What kind of fool are you? A Muslim are you? You are Islam a fakeum if you allow somebody to do that and knowingly participate in that kind of crap. Let me come back to the lines, 410-761-1592. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of City.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brother Muhammad.
How you doing, brother?
I just felt motivated to call in.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that motivation.
Right. Spirit of the Million Man March. I remember that day well.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to let the people know it was a special day.
That's right.
I'm a person who's been around the world 2-3 times, and this was something that was so special, so significant.
Yes, sir.
That it was almost like once in a lifetime situation.
Right.
I can remember just going to the train station that morning, getting on the train. You could literally, and I mean this, you could literally feel the vibes in the air. You knew there was something special was going to occur that day.
Right. That's right, brother. Yes, sir.
And just to see so many black men gather in love from not only all around the country.
Right.
I met brothers from other countries, outside of the continental United States.
Yes, sir.
It was a very special day.
That's right. Yes, sir. Well, continue, brother, to tell that story, man, and long live the spirit of the Million Man March now, all right?
Right on.
All right, thank you, brother. As soon as we know there's something going on, man, I will let you know. But I think we're going to have to redouble our efforts or quadruple our efforts so that next year that there's probably the largest event that we've ever held since the Million Man March in this city of Baltimore, man. Not a 300-man march based on some white boys in a movie called 300. But I'm talking about a real Million Man March, man. So that we can set up whatever it is we want to set up in the city, in the state, in this country from A to Z, man. So that we can help brothers deal with the issues that they're dealing with, and the families in the city is what we have to be willing to do. But it's going to take those that have that labor of love and the same type of labor they put into organizing the Million Man March, executing the Million Man March. We have to be willing now to execute on the local levels and within our organizations and demonstrate that organizational, operational unity, because not all of us alone have the solutions, but together we have the solutions and we can serve our people as we saw with the great Mama B. Gaddy. With that, let me come back to the lines, 410-761-1592. Good afternoon, caller. You're in the State of City.
Assalamu alaikum, beloved.
Walaikum salam, beloved. How are you?
I'm fine, beloved. Yeah, good. I was at the march, and
yes, sir.
The one thing that stood out to me, because I always think about this, because of the atmosphere
yes, sir.
around this event.
That's right.
As we were patrolling through the crowd,
yes.
there was a Jewish dude.
Yes, sir.
And he's sitting up there experiencing a whole lot of anti-Semitism.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And he basically was trying to get the people riled up.
Right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And the older brother, the youngsters was ready to jump on him.
Yes, sir.
And it was some older gentlemen there, and they told them, don't feed into his madness.
That's right. You might have been a provocateur.
They told him straight up,
yes, sir.
Ignore the devil and he will flee from you.
That's right, brother.
So
yes,
the young brother started laughing at him.
Yes, sir.
Man, he got right up out of there.
That's all we got to do, brother.
I said, all praises you to Allah.
Yes, sir. All right.
So that let me know right there that thing was back.
Yes, sir.
Given and commanded by the God himself.
That's right, brother. Thank you. Anything else? All right.
That's it, beloved.
All right. Love you now. Assalamu alaikum.
Love you too.
And long live the spirit of the Million Man March. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. With that, we'll come back to the lines. You can get in where you fit in and fit in where you get in. If you can't fit in, maybe you can't get in. If you don't get in, maybe you don't fit in on this one. So again, let me come back to the lines. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Yeah, how you doing, Darren?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing fine, brother.
Yes, sir. Happy anniversary.
That's a day that
yes, sir.
Never I will forget in the entire time I have left on this earth, brother.
Yes, sir.
On that Sunday, the 15th, I knew something big was going to happen the next day when I went to the Penn Station to purchase my ticket, and it was nothing but a sea of black men around Penn Station
yes, sir.
waiting to purchase tickets for the next day.
That's right, brother.
I knew from that day, Sunday, that this was going to be something bigger than itself, man. You know, I mean, there was no words for it. And as far as once you got on that mall, man, from 6 o'clock all the way up to 2 o'clock, men just kept coming from every direction, brother. It was a sight. It was just a sight to witness, man. And any brother out there who missed that, man, and who was in close, you know, proximity of Baltimore or Virginia, man. I mean, it was something that you will never be able to take back, man. I mean, it was just beautiful, brother.
That's right. It was beautiful, brother. And again, man, we have to recommit ourselves to the work that has to be done, and we shut the government down on that day. Take note to the Shoptons. No.
We did it on a Monday.
On a Monday. Let them know we meant business, brother. At the beginning of the week, man. Shut down commerce, brother. Clinton got out of town. He was the president. Clinton got out of town. Gore got out of town. Didn't know they had
to go out. Yes, like, get out of town. Yes, we didn't do it on the weekend. We did it on a Monday, man. Come on, man.
Can you imagine if those who were running around now talking about Dr. King would go down there on a Monday and shut this mother down, man? Shut this mother down, have a real poor people's campaign, and shut that mother down there in Washington, D.C. right now? Huh?
Ministers say, no, we're going on Monday.
That's right.
We're going to make them. We're going to make them not go to work. We're going on Monday.
That's right, brother. So thank you for calling in, man, and just testifying, all right?
Okay, brother.
Right. Long live the spirit of the Million Man March. If ain't nobody said it to you today, Brother Muhammad going to tell you. And with that, let me come back to the lines, 410-761-1592. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City. Turn that raggedy radio down. You on the State of the City. Come on, soldier.
I want to say happy anniversary, brother.
Happy anniversary to all of those who attended the Million Man March, man. So thoughts and comments, my brother.
Brother, I was one of those million plus.
Yes, sir. 2 million, as we say. Yes, sir.
That's right. And I man, the feeling that I got that day, I can never get again.
Yes, sir. You still lifted up by that feeling, right? Even people, brothers tell me, and sometimes in some of their hours of despair, they just reflect on what they saw and what they was able to be a part of on October the 16th, 1995, and just keep some brothers going, man.
Oh, man, just being around all them brothers, man, embracing each other and everything. It wasn't nothing but love.
That's right. Yes, sir. That's right, brother. And we have to recommit ourselves, man, as we talked about. But quadruple our efforts in the city, because brothers are out there and they're waiting, and they've been waiting to see what brothers going to do, even after all these years, man. So it's going to take those who went and who made their pledge now to make their word bond, all right?
Yes, sir. This is Brother Mill, brother.
You know I know it's Brother Mill, man. You know I know it's Brother Mill. And y'all got a reunion coming up?
Next year.
Next year, okay. Lafayette Projects reunion. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters in the family from Lafayette. And while we talking about Lafayette, we got to shout out the flag. The brothers in Murphy Homes, brothers in Lexington Terrace, brothers in Gilmore Homes, McCullough Homes, and the rest of them homes, brother.
Yes,
is that right?
Love you too, brother.
All right, love you too, man. Get them brothers the greetings from me down there, all right?
Sure will.
All right, Brother Mill, peace. And with that, we'll take more of your calls. Say, can any good come up out of East Baltimore? I know a lot of good that came up out of East Baltimore. A lot of good came up out of West Baltimore, North Baltimore, South Baltimore. But don't wait for them to tell your story. We got to be willing to tell our own stories, man. So you can get in on the conversation, 410-761-1592. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Brother Muhammad?
I'm good, brother. If anybody told you or haven't told you, man, long live the spirit of the Million Man March today, brother.
Long live the spirit of the Million Man.
Come on.
Brother Muhammad, the day of the Million Man March was like none other.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, that spirit was so heavy, man. And every man over there, everybody was, the word brother, that was exactly what it was. Everybody was in brotherly love. And Brother Muhammad, as far as you could see, was nothing but black men.
Come on, man.
Nothing but black men. Everybody talking and embracing each other, man.
That's
it was
right.
It's something you'll never forget.
It's true.
And I'm going to tell you something. When you sit down and think about it sometime, I can still feel
yes, sir.
that spirit. Because
that's right.
it was a spiritual thing, Brother Muhammad.
Yes.
And it was powerful, too. And I'll never forget it as long as I live.
Well, I thank you for calling in, brother, and just testifying and sharing that information, all right?
Most definitely. You keep up the good work, Brother Muhammad.
Promise I will, brother.
Bless you,
God
man.
bless you now. And with that, we'll take more of your calls, 410-761-1592. And we ain't going to focus on the negative in terms of some of them pulpit pimps. I wasn't here. But some of them preachers that were taking that faith-based money, taking that money to condemn Minister Farrakhan and the Muslims and the Million Man March. But we had more brothers that were of the Christian faith that came out and supported and participated and didn't take that money. And so I focus on those that did the right thing, not those that was willing to do. And I'm not talking about all whites, but those that did the white thing in terms of taking that money and meritorious manumission. They know who they are. I'm gonna give you a reprieve today. But Saturday, you may not get no relief. With that, let me come back to the lines. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Assalamu alaikum, brother Dom Hall.
Wa alaikum salam, brother, and long live the spirit of the Million Man March. What do you want to say, brother?
Yes, sir. I clearly remember that day. I didn't attend, but I clearly remember that day. It was just to see all those brothers just uniting together, you know.
Right. That's right.
It was just a good feeling, you know. And
that's right.
And when he spoke, you just feel his spirit.
That's right. Yes, sir. That's right, brother. Yes, sir.
And I thank him.
That's right.
Know,
yes,
till
sir.
This day.
That's right. Thank you, brother, for having that attitude of gratitude, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, beloved. So long live the spirit of the Million Man March. Keep doing what you're doing. Get them brothers the greetings out there, all right?
Thank you, sir.
All right, soldier. Lay in that peace. And with that, we'll take a few more calls before we wrap up. Good afternoon, caller. You on the State of the City.
Yeah, Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Hey, soldier. How are you?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good, brother D. Long live that spirit of the Million Man March, man. I met you around the Million Man March, maybe a few years before that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
Sir.
And I just wanted to say everything that I do since that day is because of that.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, brother.
Every black organization I support, every soldier that I support is because of that.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And only Satan himself and his provocateurs could wake up Tuesday morning and say it was only 400 people there.
That's right. Yes, sir. That's right, brother.
Out of the question.
Devil's advocates. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. It has to be.
But he didn't know God had more advocates than the devil had advocates, brother. All right?
All the time.
Yes,
all the time. That was absolutely crazy. And the one thing the minister said earlier part of this year when I would listen to one of his speeches, he said, you ought to be thankful to be living in this time because right now you'll see white supremacy dismantled.
That's right, brother. Yes, sir.
And I absolutely believe that when he said it, and I believe it every day when I see what's going on.
That's right. Thank you, Brother D. Appreciate you, man. Love you now.
Yeah, anytime. Love you more.
All right, brother. Peace.
All righty.
All right, and long live that spirit of the Million Man March. Let me take a few more calls before we begin to wrap up, get up out of here, make way for Brother Carlton Douglas and what's going on. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the State of the City.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, and long live the spirit of the Million Man March, beloved. How are you?
Live the spirit. Eid Mubarak.
Yes, sir. Brother, good to hear you, man. I told him yesterday they need to call you so they can put the Arena Players Theater on the National Historic Register if it's been in this town longer than 40 or 50 years, man.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we don't seem to be able to get any responses from City Hall.
Yeah, well, you got to write up. You got to do like they used to do in Borders and Barnes and Noble, man. A dummy's guide to how to put your building on the historic registry. $9.99, and they won't lose their mind or their building, brother. But please continue.
By the way, quickly, it's been since 2009, and for whatever reason, the Senator Theater seems to get all sorts of accolades.
Yes, sir. But let's get some thoughts on the Million Man March. I'm going to have to bring you in studio talk about that. Yes, sir.
The Afro-American newspaper, I've got an archival file here that won't wait.
Okay.
October 21st, 1995, 1.5 million men march on Washington. 200,000 from Maryland at historic march.
Hey, we got to have an event so you can come out and share that, man. All right.
Look, and you got to hear this one.
Okay.
In Section B.
Yes.
Comedian activist Dick Gregory, a familiar face at the civil rights rallies going back to the 1950s.
Yes.
Was at the Million Man March.
That's right.
As an elder statesman, he joined other celebrities, including Stevie Wonder, Maya Angelou,
Come on, brother.
Hammer, Ice-T, Will Smith, and basketball stars Charles Smith, Charles Oakley, Ron Howard, and Chris Webber.
Yes, sir.
Man, for what it's worth, all I can simply say is I can't describe the event.
That's
it
right.
was spectacular.
Yes, sir. A glimpse.
Peaceful.
We call it a glimpse of heaven, brother. A glimpse of heaven. All right?
That's right. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
That's right.
All right, my elder.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right, thank you. I'll be in contact.
Whatever, and thank you very much for your kind words.
Thank you, brother. And long live the spirit of the Million Man March now. All right? We got to wrap up. Not going to be able to take any more calls, man. We closing out with this piece that one of our elders who was moved by what he saw wrote this song, The New World Order. Not their New World Order, but God's New World Order. And this is Brother Curtis Mayfield. So we're going to go out with this. And we'll be back here tomorrow at 12 noon. To get a copy of the show, you can go to Spreaker. You can go to our Twitter page. You can go to our Facebook page. Or hit me up, 443-762 4762. And stay tuned for Brother Carlton Douglas. So until tomorrow at 12 noon, again, long live the spirit of the Million Man March. And thank all of you brothers, thank all of you sisters. We thank our children, we thank the ancestors, but again, we thank Almighty God, and we thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We thank Brother Ben Chavez and all of those on the National Committee. And we thank all of those who was able to make history, break history, and take history on October the 16th, 1995. So stay tuned for Brother Carlton Douglas. Until tomorrow at 12 noon, God bless, all the best, and the rest to you and yours. Talking about New World Order, y'all. Peace.
The die has been cast, and there's no need to fear, 'cause people, the answer to your prayers are here. Sister Mary, don't you weep. Tell mother not to moan. We need the love, and that is coming home. There's no need to worry. The times dictate a plan. Mother Earth is giving birth to a brand new man. Sister, I know you're misunderstood, but hold on to your man, 'cause the future looks good. It's a new day, a new world.